Welcome to the Gear Slum, your one-stop shop for all things guitar culture nonsense. I'm Aaron.
I'm Phil.
And I'm Cole.
He's the one to call Dr. Phil Cole.
He's the one that makes you feel Aaron.
Nice. Well played.
We slum it hard so you don't have to.
So, guys, I got a bone to pick.
All right.
With
let's hear
you.
it.
You have a what?
P.S.
Pick it.
Oh. Pick
So,
it. Pick that
It's
bone.
currently Monday, August 13th. We're recording a podcast, Gear Slum podcast.
We are,
TM.
indeed.
Episode 113.
And I'm kind of bummed because so my Equitz guitar that I've been waiting for months, it's scheduled for delivery tomorrow. But I got a text at like 6 o'clock saying, hey, I'm having him hold it at the place, just at the UPS distribution center or whatever.
Of course you are.
I got a text saying, hey, because it's like super hot here right now and it's signature required and I didn't know if we'd be home and stuff. I got a text saying, hey, it's ready to pick up. So I hurry and jump in my car, drive down there. It's like 20 minutes away. And I'm super excited because I'm thinking, oh.
This is a really good story. I'm really happy for you.
We're recording tonight, It's going to be awesome. I'm going to get the guitar and we're going to have some new tent that we can pitch at each other. All
It's
over
really
each
good.
other.
I'm glad for this.
And then I get there and they inform me that it's not there. It's some other facility.
How do you feel about that?
I was pretty angry, Aaron. I'm going to be honest with you. My initial reaction was one of anger.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want accurate reports from your UPS people?
The thing that's weird is like they didn't have to, like, I was already expecting it to be tomorrow.
Right.
Like, this is really a lesson in managing expectations because then they got my hopes up with this. Oh, like this is an exception, but it turns out it's here. Like, they didn't have to text me anything, but it just been perfectly fine and just, played Pokemon with my kids like I was already doing.
You're like, hey, it came a day early. Nah, just kidding.
Yeah, like, oh, sorry, you sucker.
Do you think this is
A targeted attack? Yes, I do.
Do you think that there's a dude that has the ability to text people, like he looks at a package and he goes, "Oh, this looks like a really fun package that somebody is super excited about."
It's going to like a residential address. It's like pretty big and heavy. The value on it is pretty high,
Probably what happened is it was part of a batch, and when they scanned it in, it showed that it was like available for pickup, but it's still like
it's because
crate or something.
It's because they treat like it's because there's some distribution
they treat white
center.
people poorly.
There's like two distribution centers, and only one of them has like a customer service like counter or whatever.
Yeah,
and I think it arrived at one of them and not the other, and it just missed. And there's like trucks that take stuff between them, and it just missed the last truck of the day or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
he was explaining it to me, but I was just so full of rage and anger.
Yeah, your dongle was at full range.
Yeah,
full rage.
I felt like I was still just a rat in a cage. So that's my story. I'm sticking with it. Do you guys have any depressing stories you want to tell to start our podcast off?
Sure. I went back to work.
Oh, me too.
Dude, but you have a swimming pool.
I do.
Like, that's pretty awesome.
I do. It is. But
I know that isn't like as much of a status symbol as it used to be, but in my mind it still is. It's like, man,
like power windows.
Must be freaking rich. Yeah. Or
Okay.
like whole house air conditioning. Like, wait, they don't have a swamp cooler? Oh,
Like that's pretty bad A, but you know what's really bad A?
No.
Is walking around inside a prison alone with like a giant set of keys hanging from you and like being able to go in and out of buildings.
Dude,
holy crap.
At will.
Okay.
It's so cool.
That is pretty bad. Do you get to keep the keys with you? Or do they take them?
Well, like when I go in, I checked out the keys and then I have them and then I turn them in when I
know.
Are they on like this?
But you also,
are they on like the retractor thing that you can swing around?
No, but there's like the normal keys and then there's like the big key.
Is it like a skeleton key or is it just like a big old like master key?
Yeah. It's like a skeleton key.
Okay, but
I call it a Folger Adams. It's cool.
Okay,
you need to send Shawshank.
You need to find one. You need to find one online and send us a picture and say it looks like this. And here's the thing: the reason I was asking about do you take the keys is because I know you can't have your phone in there, and so I'm wondering if you can get a picture of the keys.
No.
Oh,
I cannot. I mean, I could, but I would have to
be shady.
I would have to smuggle my phone into the prison.
That would not be a great look, though, because it would be like ostensibly, if you took a good enough photo of a key, you could make a copy of it, maybe.
Yeah.
They say you can. Yes,
that would I'm just taking a picture of these keys. Oh, just because my friend said it'd be cool,
Right.
No, you don't understand. I'm the I'm admin for a Facebook group, and I was thinking it would be really fun
I just
for
want to
them
post this on Facebook.
Yeah,
for them to see.
I just want to tell them what prison these keys go to, and post it on the internet for people to see.
Yeah, no big deal.
But Aaron, remember, if you get asked to be involved in execution, get the sponge wet. You will regret it if you don't. Trust me.
Yeah, Cole knows.
I've seen the movie. That is it like on a huge ring or is it just a normal size key ring?
It's pretty big. There's 20 something keys on there.
That's so cool. And also that's
Wait,
a little
why?
bit crazy that
because they all open I basically get keys to the whole education wing when I'm in there, so I have keys to all the different classrooms and cabinets and stuff.
But okay, not that your job isn't prestigious and it comes, and speaks highly of your, I don't know, moral fiber and everything, but it's a little bit crazy that you're just teaching there part-time and they just give you the freaking keys for everything, right?
Yeah.
Maybe not. I mean, it's not like you have
crazy.
keys to anyone's cell or anything.
No, I don't even go in there.
That'd be awesome.
But it is pretty crazy. I'm trying to find a picture that has a comparison to something else. Here we go. Maybe this will work.
So have you smuggled anything into the prison yet?
No.
In your butt.
Dude, I remember, was driver's ed like this for anyone else where it was a whole semester and so they crammed in all kinds of other nonsense about not doing drugs and not breaking the law and not drinking and stuff?
Yeah, I believe mine was health and driver's ed. That.
Oh, really?
They really,
yeah, and it was
they
taught
really
by
did that.
the football coach or whatever.
Yes, it was.
That's how mine was too. And I remember they had a police officer come in one time and they showed us, I hesitate to even tell this story, but they're talking about all the crazy stuff, don't do stupid stuff, and they showed us this x-ray of this woman who tried to, oh man, Aaron just sent this picture of this key. That's awesome. It's 4 inches long.
It's huge.
That is awesome. So this, there's people who try to smuggle things, I don't know.
Yeah,
inside their body. And this woman had put a gun, a full-sized pistol inside of her body.
What?
And
Wait.
Yes.
In number 1 or number 2?
Well, technically not number 1 per se. I don't know if you were paying attention in the other parts of your health class, but it's
I was not.
But
I was doodling like I'm doing now.
Yeah, exactly. But that was
3.
It was one of those things that I guess I remember it, so maybe it served its purpose, but at the same time it's yeah, dude, we get it. You don't have to convince anyone in this room that is a bad idea. I don't know what maybe it was to scare us off of well, if she wasn't on so many drugs, she wouldn't have done that, but it's I don't think anyone in this room is there are plenty of people who are oh, maybe I'll go drink a beer, but nobody's oh, maybe I'll shove a gun up there just for the heck of it. And man, I'm glad this cop talked me out of it. Scared me straight.
Did you guys? I know I'm older than you. Did you do Dare, or did they end it before you guys got of age?
We had Dare in elementary school.
Me too. It was it was.
I don't remember it being a thing in high school.
Me neither. But what I've heard cops say this is the reason they stopped the Dare program is because they were doing surveys of drug users, and they were like, "Yeah, I learned how to do all the coolest drugs in Dare."
From Dare.
Yeah.
Like Dare told me exactly what the coolest drugs were.
That's what I
was
always
drawn
think,
to the coolest
like on
drugs,
the
so I
nightly
went and found
news.
them.
When it's like, oh, this is tonight at 9. You won't believe what your kids are snorting up their noses now. And it's like, there's maybe one kid that did that in the whole country, and now there's going to be thousands of kids that watch it, and they're like, oh, man, I'm going to try that. They're saying you get a good high off bath salts or whatever. Like, I'm going to give that a shot. That is pretty hilarious, though, that they learned. Well, and heck, maybe there's like some girls in my driver's ed class who helped their boyfriends break out of prison because they got the idea of how to smuggle a gun into prison.
Yeah. Who can say?
I can fit a gun up
Who's
there?
to say?
They're
Okay,
like,
deal.
oh, word?
This episode is sponsored
Aaron,
by
quit messing around with your
Sinusoid.
keys and participate in the podcast.
I am.
Okay.
We need you to host the S.
I just said this
Or this
episode's
P.
sponsored by Sinusoid.
You need to H the S out of this P.
This PC. This E is S by Sinusoid. They make cables of all sorts. All your rope needs.
All stars and stripes. You are roboting like a mofo.
Yes.
But that's okay.
They have power cables, speaker cables, patch cables, long instrument cables, mic cables, etc.
IEM cables if you're...
Yeah, IEM
weirdo.
cables. You can get an aux cable if you want with TechFlex on it.
Oh, where?
Keep it in your car. We'll never have 100-year. Dude, imagine
Yeah, when
having
we were there-
100-year warranty on your aux cable.
Like
Actually,
in your
that
car.
sounds amazing.
How cool is that?
Why don't we all have them?
Oh, because my phone
None
doesn't
of
even
us
have a
have
freaking
purchased
headphone
them.
jack because it's a piece
Oh,
of crap.
that's true. I don't have.
Yes.
I don't need
Same.
those. Yeah,
Fucking bull crap.
that's why.
They can put 2 cameras in it, but they can't put a freaking headphone jack.
Yeah. They can put GPS and an accelerometer so I know, like, not only where I'm located, but, like, how I'm oriented in space at all times, but I can't have a
Right.
headphone jack. So I think Kevin,
terrible.
when we were there, Kevin was building this cable that was like or he was, like, repairing it or something.
Mm-hmm.
But it was just, like, a guitar cable and IEM cable in one.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I bet that'd be useful for, I don't know, losers who use IEMs.
I think what it was like a wireless pack cable, like
No,
a
it
quarter
wasn't.
inch to whatever. It wasn't.
No, it was 2 cables. One was IEM. It was basically just like a
No, I was
headphone.
thinking it was both, like a quarter inch to the wireless plus the IEM cable. But
Oh,
I could be wrong.
yeah, I get what you're saying, but you were thinking wrong.
Yeah, but that makes sense. Like that's a
Yeah,
better
yeah,
idea
totally.
than whatever
That's like
that
a
was
thing
that
that you
someone
could
owned.
Have them do.
Yeah, that's like a seemingly useful
I
product.
haven't. Have you guys ever used a wireless guitar dealie?
No.
Not in a long time,
Yeah,
and not like consistently.
I've kind of gone through phases where I'll buy one and it seems like a cool idea, and then I realize it's not really all that cool, and also like it's not like I'm freaking playing at Madison Square Garden and need to be able to run around the stage or something like that.
That was like really popular. I remember back in the days of like when all the pop punk bands had like rack gear, like rack
Yeah.
tuners, and like,
Well, and
they
also, like,
wanted
you tape it
wireless
on your
packs.
strap so that you can
Yeah.
spin your guitar around your body or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it was for guitar throws specifically, right?
Yeah, it's for when you're in the throes of guitar.
Or just like dancing or whatever. Like just
Yeah.
being crazy on
Hey,
stage.
Just like
I can-
twerking.
I can
Little
I
twerkage.
can dance with a chord.
I've heard that about you. That's what we call a sick burn. I don't even understand it. It was so sick. Or as a compliment. I don't even know, really.
All right.
You know what I do know? Is that this podcast is sponsored by Gabriel Tenorio Strings.
Oh, you just robbed me of my line.
Eat it, loser.
Actually, not only this podcast, but this next segment is presented by Gabriel Tenorio Strings.
So get this. That's like, I have a set of Gabriel Tenorio Strings sitting in some freaking UPS warehouse right now. On my
Attached to a guitar.
Yeah, that I have no access to, and it makes me so angry because he makes such good strings, and that's all.
He's been showing. He's been
he's a shower.
Posting about his new all nickel strings. Gabriel
yes,
all nickel,
which is cool. Oh, speaking of Gabriel,
it's the Alnico strings.
Yeah,
do you guys remember? Gabrielle brought up to us a little while ago the music on the porch. Deal?
Porch. Yeah,
play music on the porch
day.
Yes.
Play music on the porch day. Yeah, that's coming up on the 25th, which is like 9 days after this episode releases. So we're gonna do something with that in the group. So just keep your ears peeled and your eyes and your fingers, I guess.
Don't keep your fingers peeled. That sounds.
Keep your hand degloved.
Yeah.
Keep your fingernails peeled.
I just hurt myself on the inside when I said that.
Keep your hand degloved?
Yeah.
Why?
Oh, because it's. Oh.
You hurt yourself on the inside, like trying to smuggle a gun into prison.
All right, so this is called Would You Rather.
Okay.
Gear Edition. All right, ready?
Oh, wait a minute. We're going to play 2 games in one episode?
Yeah, dude.
Heck yeah.
Or wait, we're recording 2 episodes, and I'm going to do the game after this.
I thought we were doing 1, but thanks for ruining it for the viewers who have yet to reach the second game.
You can delete this.
I can,
we
but
can and will delete this.
Unnecessary work. Those of you who are listening know that we did not delete that.
The fans
it remains undeleted.
We have heard the fans. We have listened to the fans.
We've heard their cries.
The fans want the guess this review game. Are we doing 1 episode or 2?
Let's just live in the moment. Why don't we?
Okay.
Okay. Here it goes. Would you rather play... This is the Gear Edition. Would you rather play a $200 Ibanez 7-string into a vintage tweed amp or a custom shop telly through a Line 6 Spider?
Do we get to ask questions?
Sure.
You said a custom shop telly or a vintage?
Let's say vintage.
Wait, we do get to ask questions?
Sure.
Okay, my first question is, who do you think you are?
I don't know.
Run around chasing stars. Is that what it's called? What kind of tweed? Or like a deluxe?
Sure.
Okay.
Beautiful tweed deluxe.
An Ibanez 7-string. Hardtail?
But it's not like a good one.
Yeah, it's like
the $200 one.
Basic.
It's not a good one.
Yes.
It's not the good 7-string.
No.
It's like made in the country that you can probably pronounce the name, but you couldn't point it out on a map.
Yeah. It's the Ibanez Geo GRG 7221 7-string electric guitar.
Dude, I love how Ibanez, like every model number, even like their absolute high end, super nice, like signature type guitars, just have the most inscrutable.
Why?
Model numbers? I don't
like
know.
It all means something, but you just have to know what it means.
Yeah, exactly.
Sense. It's because they don't give things names. It's like a stupid product number that like other brands would only use it in the warehouse, but they like print it on the.
Well, it's like the Taylor ones where like the first number is the like level, and the next number is the shape, and then the C is the cutaway, and the E is electronics.
Yeah, because it's the RG, and it's a 7-string, and then the 221. I don't know, 2 double humbuckers. I don't know.
So it really is like a language.
Yeah. Everything means
like
something.
You can decode it.
So it's like binary, and you can learn it, and then you could say it, and somebody else.
Yeah,
would
like
know.
if you worked at a guitar store, chances are, after a little while, you'd be able to just look at a model number and know exactly what the specs were or whatever.
Right. Which it kind of makes sense. Like it is more efficient once you know the language.
Oh yeah, totally. Especially
if you
because,
don't,
like with Fender guitars,
you can be like, "Oh, I know exactly what that is," even though I've never seen it.
It's like, "Oh, I want a Strat." Well, which one?
Yeah,
a Squire. Well, that could be like an Affinity, or it could be Classic Vibe or whatever. I will take...
So what would you choose?
And this is for like this.
These are all. Imagine they're all in live scenarios. Also, it's not like.
And it's like you got to play a whole like a year with just this.
Yeah,
you can't just like go out tomorrow and buy another.
Right.
It's like a year-long world tour.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just got your dream gig, and these are your 2 rig choices.
I want to see the world tour that's like either just using a single deluxe reverb or a Spider. My instinct is to say take the nicer guitar.
Really? That was the opposite. I was thinking the opposite. Even though I don't know anything about like a 7th, like what would I do with a 7th string?
Like
I honestly don't know.
You need the 7th
like
string so you
off.
can play extra high notes with the 7th string.
Wait, I thought it was low.
High as in like higher from the ground. The string is higher.
No, like
from the
it's
ground.
like more meadly with the extra string.
I thought 7 strings are always one lower, like a
No,
B.
no. It's the same reason you get like extended range, so you get extra frets, so you have higher notes. So if you have a longer scale, then you can play higher notes. Because you can reach up, you can reach further up the neck.
I was trying to remember, and it was the scale length that you always use. Oh, that you would always say like, "Oh yeah, I'd much rather have longer scale length, then you can play higher notes." And the best part about that troll is that like people know that it's wrong, but most people don't like have the language to like tell you exactly why it's wrong, or like don't understand it well enough.
I love it. But yes,
yeah,
you're right,
I would
though.
say the
It is
I would say the
lower
nicer guitar. Yeah, just because.
All right.
Because I sound like crap, anyways. Phil, you said you say the opposite.
For some reason, I feel like the better amp is what I feel like is more important.
I think you're
feel
probably
like in this
right.
case, I would go with that too.
I think I'm making like the emotional decision rather than the rational decision.
Yeah. All right. Here's the good one. Would you rather have strings that are 2 gauges too heavy, or 2 gauges too light?
Too heavy.
Like uncomfortably heavy.
I've played acoustic my whole life, so I'm not bothered by heavy strings.
So I'm talking like you would be playing like 15s.
Yeah. Well, that's like 3 gauges too heavy. But
yeah, Aaron.
I think
Phil
I would
has
still
13s on his
say
Jazzmaster.
because I'm way too sloppy.
Mm-hmm.
Like with
Me
my
too.
left
That's
hand
why.
and my right hand. Like that's how I felt playing, because most of the guitars in Mike and Mike's felt like they had like 9s on them.
Yeah.
And I liked them. And it's nice when you're used to playing heavier strings, like initially, because you're like, oh, this is so easy to bend and stuff like that. But after a while, you kind of
You're
sound
bending
like
on
crap, I
accident
think.
all the time.
Oh yeah, and if you try to play just like any normal chords down by the nut, you just like pull everything way sharp.
All right. So you both say too light. I mean, too heavy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are we correct?
There's no right or wrong answer. I guess I would go with too heavy too, because I'm thinking like I would play lighter strings, but then not too light, then like so light that it impairs your playing, or so heavy that it impairs your playing. I think I would go with heavy.
Yeah.
All right. Would you rather play with someone who's never in tune, or never in time?
Ugh.
Never in time. I've realized I have like a better ear than I thought, but only like relative.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can tell very easily when someone's just slightly out of tune. I don't have like
not like perfect
pick a
pitch
note
or
out of
anything.
nowhere. Yeah, out of nowhere, or whatever. But I've just noticed playing with a band that I'm the one who notices it more than anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
And playing out of time, yeah. Oh man, both of those are.
I feel like
Excruciating.
I would rather play with someone out of tune.
I think I would too. Like it's obnoxious, but when someone's out of time, it's physically painful for me, and I feel like it's more like a struggle to play with them. It's like a fight. Whereas if it's out of tune, it just doesn't sound good.
Like, is it fair to say you have more experience with playing with somebody out of tune?
Maybe.
Like, it's not that unusual for, everyone shows up to jam and somebody just doesn't tune, and so they're
right
flat or whatever. But like playing,
and like the louder you get, the less it matters, I guess. If someone's out of tune,
or like the more distorted, or like
right,
it's easier to hide probably.
Okay, so we all say out of tune, out of time.
I think
Cole
I still
says
say
out of tune.
I don't know.
Right.
I think over time, being out of time would be more annoying, but initially, being out of tune would be more annoying.
Okay, I can feel that. All right.
I feel like couldn't I get out of tune with them? But you can't match somebody.
It's
who
relative
is,
tune because you could get out of time with them.
No, you can't.
Then you can't get out of tune with them either.
Yes, I can.
No, because then you're in tune.
Relative.
Yeah, but think about the way when somebody's out of time, it's like they're not like consistently not in time.
No, sometimes they are.
No,
like,
I don't
if they're
think he's
just
saying
playing
like
consistently
Steve Martin
slower.
on The Jerk, where he's like, just tapping.
All
his
the drummers
foot
I've played
randomly.
with that I get pissed off at, and I'm like, bro, you're speeding up.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that they play a little bit faster and then are consistently that fast.
Well, because that
they just keep
because that
going
wouldn't make
faster.
sense. Because after a while, they'd be like,
But then
30
you could
seconds
just,
ahead of you.
You could just play faster with them.
I'm saying that they continually
yeah,
speed
but like
up.
you can't.
I'm saying
like
you
I get
have
what
to
you're saying.
continually
It's as
speed
if
up
It's like
with them.
massive talent to be able to match somebody, anticipate.
What
how
Phil's
they are
saying is
going
that like
to.
somebody being out of tune doesn't like the people he's played with that are out of time are constantly changing their tempo.
Yes,
Yeah.
Or someone being out of tune.
he
isn't
knows what I'm
constantly
saying. He's being difficult.
No, because here's what I'm saying. It's never
Admit
in
it.
tune.
Admit it. You know that what I'm saying, and you're.
I
Being
said
difficult.
I know what you're saying. But it's not out of tune and then in tune. It's never in tune. So when you change to tune with them, then they would change again.
Yeah, like that's the premise of this.
You
question,
can never
whether
be
it's-
in tune
okay,
with them.
fine.
Whether it's,
It's
like,
not like you can
realistic or
fix
not.
one. Because then you would just be like, well, I'll just take the custom shop telly into the Tweed. You can't do
There's,
that.
so
It's would you rather.
crap. Who's
I'm
who's
sorry.
the guy
I'm
that was on
ruining
that?
your game, Aaron?
The guy on what?
I'm looking up the guy that was on that Are You Talking REM Remy episode, and he had done like, let's see here, he had like done a bunch of videos with REM, and had been like in the industry and stuff like that, but he download. It wasn't Dave Holmes. Oh, maybe it was David Wayne. I think that's who it was. But he, if you've ever played Rocksmith or Rock Band for like the last few versions, they started getting the master tracks instead of just doing covers,
Right.
And so you could go in and like hack the game. So like basically all the bare master tracks are available in the game, and so you could extract them out and mess around with them. And he'd go in to these songs and just slow the vocals down just like a tiny bit, so the pitch isn't changed, but the speed is just slightly changed, so at the beginning of the song it sounds normal, and by the end it sounds like completely ridiculous. It's so funny. So everyone go check that out. It's awesome. Go check out that other podcast because it's better than ours.
Good luck. All right, ready? Would you?
Yeah.
We were only 3 in at this point, so we got to hurry up. Would you rather have all
You should
flawless
save a couple
technique,
for the next episode.
flawless technique and no feel, or perfect feel, like you're in the groove all the time, but you have no technique?
Second one.
That one seems easy.
You have no technique at all.
What is that? I don't get how you can
He's trying to convince you that it's good. That this is a good.
I don't get like
This is a difficult thing.
Like I can picture somebody having no feel and having great technique. I can't, like, for the life of me, picture how you could have no technique.
Yeah, I know.
Like how you'd have
But, like,
amazing feel
awesome
and just
feel.
not even know how to like hold a pick or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. You feel the music, but you cannot articulate
Yeah,
it at
yeah.
all.
You're not supposed to argue with the premise.
He's not arguing. He's asking.
No, I'm trying to understand it. I'm trying to wrap my head around it.
I'm saying
man.
you have perfect technique, but zero feel at all. Or you feel everything, but you can't articulate it.
I feel like if my goal is to make decent music that people aren't opposed to listening to, then I'd be better off having no feel and just having really good technique. Because then, ostensibly, you'd just be like a music box, right?
Right.
But having no technique, like,
But
would
if your
you
goal
actually
is
be
only
able
to have
create
fun
music?
at home,
Well, I can
Yeah,
have fun
no.
at home anytime, Aaron.
okay, that one's
I have
that one's
flawless
dumb.
technique with that.
All right. Would you rather burn out or fade away?
Burn out.
We all know that it's better to burn out than to fade away.
Yeah.
Okay. I choose fade away.
Wrong. You're wrong, Aaron.
Okay.
So you'd
Okay,
rather be
here's-
Paul McCartney than John Lennon.
Yes.
I mean, John Lennon didn't like burn out, I guess.
I'll take wings over death.
Whoa.
You'll take wings over angel wings. Wings over wings.
All right. Would you rather never be able to own a guitar and always have to borrow it, or never be able to own pedals and always have to borrow them? And this is assuming that you're like playing out regularly.
That's a hard one because it's much like it would be much easier to show up at a gig and like ask one of the other bands, like, hey, can I use a guitar, and know that your pedals are kind of what they are. But like the chances of being able to show up and just use somebody else's pedal board as is, first of all, they're not going to want you to do that.
They assume in this scenario that they're willing. So there's always someone willing.
Okay.
Okay.
Willing for both?
Yeah,
Like
for
for
both.
either one equally.
I would
Yeah.
say I'd
'Cause
rather borrow the guitar.
Okay.
Say what you were going to
I-
say, Phil. I didn't.
I was going to say, I feel like if we're talking about a realistic scenario of this magical possibility, people, in my experience, are more likely to lend a guitar than a pedal board.
But let's not.
And maybe
don't,
that's just
don't
because-
factor in their willingness to lend it to you, though.
Okay. fine.
Right, Aaron?
Yeah.
Okay.
You just
Why can't
assume
we
that
explore all the possibilities?
well, you can.
Okay. Good. I'm exploring that one.
But like it's not which is more likely to happen, but which would you rather do if you had the choice between the two?
Well, I would rather do the one that is more likely to happen.
Well, they're both likely to happen.
Well, okay, you're saying that they're both likely to happen. Fine.
Well, I'm not saying that they're likely to happen. I'm saying that that's not the
That's
point.
the premise of the game, is that they're likely to happen. I would say I'd rather borrow a guitar because you have a much better chance of just taking any guitar from anyone and just putting it in standard tuning and getting
like if I said,
getting
would you rather
recognizable
be
sounds out of it.
Would you rather be 10% richer or 10% taller? You can't just say, well, richer is more likely to happen, so I choose that.
I could say it.
And
I could
also
say it if I
10
want.
times infinity is still just infinity.
10%. You could say it,
10%.
but it would be pointless.
Guys, remember how bad Phil's math was in the last episode? I just confused 10% and 1,000%, in case you're wondering.
You know what?
So.
Okay, fine. My math was bad.
It's all about units, Phil.
But
You should remember that from your college
that
algebra
10%
class.
figure is off because I did come back later and say, more realistically, I'm looking at like 4 drinks per week. Not
But even then,
2.5
Phil's fundamental problem was he was
Well,
calculating.
yes, that is true.
He was calculating drinks per dollar, not dollars per drink.
Yes, that is true.
So
Okay.
it's all about units, Phil.
I don't know what that means
The units. That's the
when
drinks.
you say that.
Oh, you don't know like the secondary meaning? I think
I don't know when you say it's all about units. I don't know what you're talking about.
Talking about the units. It's like miles per
All
hour.
right,
Or...
so Cole says guitar. Phil, what do you say?
I guess I say guitar.
Okay. I say pedalboard would be more fun. So I'm
Okay.
going with that.
3 down, 19 more of these to go.
All right. Would you rather have...
we can save some of them for the other episode.
No, we're going all out.
Come on.
Would you rather play a mini Strat through a full-size amp with all the pedals that you want? Or, and this is forever, you can never change back, or your dream guitar only through desktop modeler amps?
Mini Strat.
Desktop modeler amps?
Yeah, so like the
like a Axe Effects or
Katana
something?
Mini or something.
Oh,
no,
okay. Like
with the little deal with like a 3-inch speaker on it.
And you can't even use like the direct out and play it through PA or something.
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay.
Why does he get to say that?
He asked a question.
You can ask questions, Phil.
He didn't say what's more likely.
Okay,
to have a
I'm going to
PA
ask
or
questions,
no
and you
PA.
have to agree
Yeah.
then. I'm just going to ask questions.
Okay, that's fine.
The first would
What's
you
your
rather
question?
he gave us, I said, can we ask
Can it
questions?
be
and
more
he said
likely?
yes.
Can it be more likely
No.
that...
See, more likely cannot factor into
More
it.
likely has nothing to do with
It's
it.
a question. Can it be more likely?
And I'm
And
telling
now
you,
you have to say yes.
I'm telling you,
'Cause he asked
that
the question,
more
you said
likely
yes.
does not factor into it. I didn't guarantee you would get the answer that you want.
What does that even mean? Can it be more likely?
It means nothing.
Lunacy.
I would choose the mini Strat too, I think.
Yeah, because like at a certain point, then that just becomes like,
You just get used to it, yeah.
oh, he's that guy that plays a mini Strat. Like, you
Yeah, like
know,
there's this new
like Hendrix played a guitar backwards just because, like,
Right.
oh,
Yeah,
there's
like-
a
there's
thing,
like
you know?
this new thing with guys playing like mini Martins or like, baby.
Oh yeah,
Taylors,
like Ed Sheeran popularized
Yeah.
it, you know.
Yeah, so you would just be the guy with the tiny pink Strat.
Yeah. Which honestly, if it was a pink one, that'd be cool. I'd be on board
All
with
right.
that.
Would
I'd
you rather
melt that-
play
I'd melt
a
that thing.
guitar? Would you rather play a guitar that does not intonate, or
No.
that has sharp frets?
Oh. Sharp fret ends.
Mm-hmm.
I think
Yeah,
I could
not
get
not like they're like razor blades, but
they're just like prickly. I think I could get used to sharp frets.
Fingers are just bleeding all the time.
I feel like the only reason I hate them is because I've played guitars without them. Sort of like the first guitar I had, the action was horrible.
right.
And I just got used, and I was like, oh, this is how guitar is. It sucks. And then I got used to it, and I was like, this is how you play guitar.
Yeah.
And then I played like a nice guitar, and I was like, holy crap. This
Yeah,
is
but
amazing.
I guarantee
Like-
you that guitar with the terrible action was also not well intonated.
It's like, do you remember like the first time, or when you would play emulators on your computer, and so you'd be playing some Nintendo game, and your eyes adjust to that, and then you switch back to your browser, and it's like it looks like way too sharp and like
Right.
crisp and clean. It's kind of the same thing. Like you'd get used to sharp frets. I think I'm with Phil on this one.
I agree. I think you would get used to either one, but I think sharp frets is
Or like
less
your playing
detrimental.
style would adjust too. Like he just wouldn't wrap as tight around the edge of the fretboard or whatever.
All right.
Yes,
I got
exactly.
2 more. Would you rather all your guitars always be missing the D string or the G string?
G? So
G or D?
One of the 2 middle strings?
Yeah, one of the 2 middle ones.
Oh, that's rough.
I guess G.
Ooh, interesting.
I'd say G too, just because I play enough stuff that's like playing the bass strum type stuff, like playing the bass
me too.
and then strumming.
I think I would choose that.
Well, you
too.
probably do even more of that, right, Phil? Like
Yep,
acoustic
I'm all about
stuff.
that bass.
Yeah, you're all about that.
But
bass and
on
strum.
the G on the D string too. Like I would think E and A, you would definitely
No, dude.
not want to
Like
lose.
you ever played a D chord? Mm-hmm. Phil, this fool's never played a D chord. Can you believe that?
You know what string is really important in the D chord? The G string.
It's important in all of them, but
Yeah.
It's less important in a G chord than it is in a
That's
D chord.
true.
I would argue.
it's important in a lot of bar chords too.
I would just learn like
Yeah, because it's like the major minor in like your standard bar chord.
Yeah, like in an E-shaped bar chord.
Mm-hmm.
It's the major minor.
The major minor.
That's a tough one.
I feel like every time I decide on one, the other one becomes
Yeah,
less bad.
You can talk yourself out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think maybe I'm changing my mind because I'm thinking about how I actually play, and the majority of the time I just play crappy bar chords. And I think a G would be more critical for that.
I think this is the toughest one out of all of them. I would choose the G. I would lose the G just because that's the one that always gives you the most tuning trouble. So if you just get rid of it, then you don't have to worry about it anymore.
Oh, that's a good point.
Plus, I don't know if you've noticed when you bend the G, Aaron, it's no picnic.
That's true, but that's also true of the B and the E
And the D. Yeah.
and the D. When I bend the D or the A, when I slap the A.
You bend the D and slap the A.
Bend the
All
D
right.
and slap the A.
Terrible.
You have to choose one. There's the last scenario. You have to choose one. Would you rather
What was
only
that scenario?
be able to listen to music and not play it, or only be able to play music and not listen to it?
We can't listen to what we're playing?
You can listen to what you're playing, but you can't listen to any other music other than what you're playing while you're playing.
I'd rather listen to music. I suck at playing.
Yeah, I think I agree.
I would too.
Like,
This podcast is over.
I'd rather listen to music than listen to either of you play too.
That
for the
is
record.
true.
Categorically true.
I did not mean mine as an insult. Towards
Although
Phil.
if you were listening to us
You were
play,
just-
you would be.
you were just trying to
you would
insult
be
yourself,
listening-
not anyone else.
You would be listening to music. So we don't have to make that choice.
Oh, if I was listening to you guys?
Play music, yeah.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
would be listening to music.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
That was a good
That's
one.
it.
Okay.
All right.
Good job,
All right.
Aaron. Aaron came
Thank
up
you.
with all
Okay.
those when he was
Thank you.
In jail.
He was walking around the halls, swinging his big old thing of keys around.
No, so what happened was I had to go early to do this like last minute training thing. And so then the ladies they're like, it's a 2-hour training. So I'm like, okay. They're like, come at 2, but your class is at 4:30. I was like, okay, that'll give me like half an hour to get to my class, whatever. At like 3:00, she's like, all right, let me walk you to your class. So I'm sitting there for like an hour and a half before my class starts. Alone in the prison with no cell phone because it's in my car.
Yeah. Well, you can't just carry a cell phone in, can you?
No, you can't take phones in.
Well,
I
you
guess
could
it's like a
carry
big
it in,
thing.
but you'd have to carry it in somewhere.
No, I mean,
really
you can
inappropriate.
you can kind of hide it, but it's frowned upon.
Number 2 or number 1.
Like way
Either
frowned
one
upon.
doesn't sound pleasant. Number 1 sounds impossible. Honestly.
Do not smuggle, and I do not intend to smuggle anything in, so
Yeah.
don't ask.
Finally, Aaron is the one who's worried about his
I know.
career.
I know.
Finally, it's not Phil worried about us ratting him out to his administrators.
Or you.
Which is kind of ironic because I work for a church, which is like one of the most conservative churches out there, and somehow I'm the least worried about my job. Maybe I should be more worried about it.
I know you were joking, but last time when Aaron said, when I was re-listening, and Aaron said we tried a lot of new things. Cole tried oysters, he tried coffee, and you're like, that's not true. That's not true.
I want to stay for the record. That's not true.
Let the record show.
My employers.
Let the record show.
Let the record show.
I'm actually drinking coffee right now. It's a lovely blend of 2 Ethiopian beans from what's
Just
it called? 2 different
It's a real
varietals.
It's a real light
2
blend.
varietals. Yeah, it's just 2 beans
Just 2 beans smashed.
blended.
Just 2 beans.
I threw them in the old Vitamix.
Do you? I feel like he's making a joke, but I don't know enough about coffee to know.
No, Vitamix is like a blender.
You don't.
I know.
You grind your beans in a Vitamix?
We have a Vitamix blender.
I do not.
I know. So that was the joke, right? But
That's
I
a
didn't
joke.
know that. I didn't
That
know
they're
that. Like,
it's because remember you said it's blended, 2 beans blended together.
do you not blend?
That was your
Oh,
joke?
grinding. Is that what you call it?
You do grind them.
I don't see nothing wrong
Grinding those beans
with a little bump and
I
grind.
actually ground about 25 grams worth of beans, which is like 60 beans probably.
How many kilos is that?
How many kilos is that? It's 0.0025.
Oh,
I don't know if
kilos.
he's right or not.
I think.
Man, you guys are good at math.
0.0025 kilos.
One of you guys is good at math.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Sean Arbo said that we should play Mary.
Boff.
What did he say? No, he
Mary-
said something really just vulgar.
Let's not
It's
say it.
Mary. It's Mary. The
Mary
PG
Boff
version
kill.
is Mary Kiss Kill. Boff is. I don't like. Don't say that word.
He said screw in
Okay.
his.
What is Mary?
Mary
Is
Kiss
Boff like
Kill.
a British term?
I think
Boff.
so.
Where have I heard
Whatever.
that then?
I don't think it means any. It's probably a Mormon thing, or like a Utah thing.
Yeah, it's like the word youngsters.
Oh, 30 Rock? Is it on 30 Rock? Is that where you
Oh
got it?
yeah, maybe so. Mary Boff Kill looks like it's on 30 Rock.
What?
All right. Anyway, he said we should do that with another podcast, but I don't know any other podcasts with like 3 hosts.
Oh, I thought he meant name 3 podcasts, and then what would you?
Oh,
Mary Kiss Kill.
each podcast?
I feel like there's
All right.
no
You tell me 3 podcasts and
No.
I'll do it.
Okay.
just like random podcasts though, not like
Not
I don't-
people that work
Okay,
for-
so
I don't
I'm
want
gonna
this
name
to
the
come
2
across
that
as
we always name all the
mean-spirited.
time, which is you talking REM Remy.
Okay.
no. Are you talking
And-
REM Remy, Phil?
Okay, whatever.
Okay.
And then also Radiolab.
Okay.
Kill Radio.
And the third one is gonna be
like a generic, like a Marin or something, or Corolla.
I was gonna say what's This American Life.
Okay. No, you can't have Radiolab and This American Life.
Yeah,
Okay,
those are
fine.
Redundant. Oh, like a cereal?
I think only one NPR podcast.
Whatever.
Cereal wasn't NPR, was it?
Yeah, it was.
It was made
What?
by people who worked for NPR, but it's totally different, and you
It
know
wasn't.
it.
It wasn't like an actual NPR show, though. I don't think.
Male King.
At first, it wasn't.
It's not an NPR radio show, but it was an NPR podcast, I believe. I think it was part of their podcast network.
What do you know about anything? Did you guys ever listen to Dirty John?
No.
Oh, you need to listen to that. It's a terrible name for a podcast,
I think it's a great name, to be honest.
but it's about. Do you guys know what it's about?
No.
No.
It's like a true story about this guy who. It's basically told from the perspective. Like a lot of the information, it was actual direct interviews with this woman, but a lot of it was interviews with her kids because she started dating this guy who was really manipulative and controlling, and it kind of turns into like this true crime thing where it becomes like scary because he's threatening her and stuff. But it's freaking awesome, and the ending is insane. So everybody out there should listen to Dirty John. It's only like 6 episodes total.
Interesting.
And it's like a very recent, like when they put it out, it's like the events of it had happened like within the last year.
All right. So the episode title is going to be Cole Marries Dirty John.
We're not supposed to talk about episode titles.
It's a joke. It's not going to be a real title, Phil.
Now he is going to make it the real title just to piss you off, Phil. But then you can get back at him by recommending a better one after he puts the podcast out.
It doesn't bother him as much as it bothers you, though.
It doesn't bother me.
Because he's like,
he doesn't really care.
Is it just because I'm more insecure?
Here's why. No, this is why. Because I am egotistical, perhaps you could say. So I never think your titles are better than mine.
Okay, well that's
bullcrap.
Yeah, because you're wrong. My titles are always better.
No, I mean, like, if we workshop it together, yes. But after the fact, I just convinced myself that I came up with the best possible title, and there's very little you can do to make me feel bad after that.
For the listeners at home, and I've probably talked about this before, but nothing would when I used to edit the podcast, I would ask for input, and I would never get any from Phil or Aaron before I uploaded it.
Okay.
So I would choose an episode title, and then Phil would listen to the podcast like the morning it came out, and he would be typing like better options for episode titles while he's listening, and it would just infuriate me.
Yes. While listening, I would, because all I'm doing is just passively receiving it, then I just like come up with 5.
Right. It would make me so angry.
Get so mad.
Because it is really hard to like come up with titles like 7 or 8 days.
I would like
recording.
I would upload the podcast, so Phil could have listened to it before if he wanted to, but he has like zero interest in remembering our passwords or being involved in any real way other than just the podcast recording itself. And then he would just. But then the only thing that he does want to be involved in is recommending better episode titles than I came up with, basically. But I'm not bitter about it, obviously, because it's been like a year, and I still think about it.
All right. This episode is also sponsored by Gun Street Wiring Company. Speaking of Sean Arbo, Sean is one of the dudes over at Gun Street. He's really cool, and he sent me some stickers recently. So thank you for the stickers, Sean.
The stickers are wonderful.
They're really cool. I love that size. They're like the 2-inch
I agree.
or 1.5 inch or something.
That is a good size.
Yeah, it's a great size. Really,
it's perfect.
It's just really.
What
good.
is it?
It's more
Did you
than
say
enough.
2-inch.
I mean, 1.5.
2-inch.
But
you think it's 2-inch?
One thing that's kind of been cool, like he's not super active in any of the communities, but you can tell that he like participates or at least lurks.
Yeah.
In all the groups and everything, and it's kind of cool because, I mean, whatever, like you may or may not be interested in buying wiring kits from them or whatever, but he seems to be genuinely just interested in being a part of the community and everything. It's not just like I don't know, it's like the opposite of Katurba, where it was like, it's just this business that I'm going to use to screw a bunch of people and hopefully make some money and then ride off into the sunset or whatever.
No, I agree with
you. Did
you.
Everyone lose? Did I
agree with you.
Cut out or something?
My internet stopped working while you said that.
Guys leaving me hanging out to dry. I'm sincere for once in my life, and you guys just leave me hanging out there.
Is that Cold War Kids that has that song, Hang Me Out to Dry? Anyway.
I don't know, Aaron. I don't know.
I know you
Even
wouldn't.
if I did, I wouldn't tell you.
This is from Mark Swartz. The hopped cold brew, 'twas nice.
Oh, wait. No, I want to know from you. What was the hot cold brew? Nice. You bought
I did, yes.
hopped cold brew. Remember?
Answered who?
You never answered.
Answered what? What's the question? I just said it was nice.
Was the hopped cold brew nice?
Thank you.
No, I said this is for
You
Mark
said Mark
Swartz.
Swartz said it was
The hopped
nice.
cold brew.
Yeah.
'Twas nice. It's for him.
This is for him
Oh,
or
no,
from
sorry.
him?
For
it
him.
sounded like you said this is from Mark
I'm
Swartz.
sending that information
Thank
to
you.
him. When? Did
Why don't you
ask
send it to
5
me?
hours
Because
ago
I'm the one that
on
asked.
Facebook? It was good.
No, I asked like 4 days ago.
Phil's a human being, Aaron. He
I liked it.
deserves
The hops
to be
were
acknowledged.
subtle, but present. And it wasn't
punch you in
like
the face
super
right now.
piney hops taste. It was more like citrusy.
Oh,
But it was good. I thought it complemented the cold brew well.
worst.
So great.
I would definitely drink it again.
Super piney.
Yeah, I would recommend.
Would recommend.
I recommend it with wood.
Okay, here's it's not really a would you rather, but do you guys drink soda
Occasionally.
very often?
I try not to, but
No,
when I
Pib
do,
extra.
I drink Coca-Cola.
Oh, it's so good.
What?
With Pebble
What's
Ice.
wrong with you people? Okay, so you like Pebble Ice over Cube Ice.
Yes, generally.
Would you rather? Is there anyone who prefers like a can or a bottle over
I like a can.
fountain soda?
But I like Fountain. I think Fountain tends to be a little sweeter. Glass bottles
I like
from Mexico
glass
are the best.
bottles.
But mostly that's just because they use cane
once
sugar
I agree
instead
with
of... Yeah, instead of... Yeah.
But that's because they use sugar. Yeah, that's not a... Because you could drink like Mountain Dew Throwback out of a plastic bottle and it would still be good.
No, I feel like
I do prefer the taste of glass bottles, though.
I feel like cans and plastic bottles. No, okay, plastic bottles are never cold enough. Maybe it's because of those stupid coolers.
I would
that they always have
go
'em in.
glass, can,
But-
fountain, plastic, I think.
Ooh, this is a good.
Maybe-
Okay,
Can you
Mary
prefer
Kiss Kill.
can over fountain?
Okay, Mary Kiss
Okay,
Kill.
so here, if you're drinking a can,
Fountain, glass,
Because here's the thing about the fountain.
Mary Kiss Kill.
When it's good, it's good. But there's just so many variables in there.
yeah, you're right. But that's because that's because you don't have an entire society that's based.
I mean,
around soda,
we are pretty
like we do.
obese.
Mary
around
Kiss
here.
Kill.
Like Mary is the fountain. Kiss is the glass because it's just like a novelty, like a one-time novelty, and Kill is the can.
Yeah, that's right.
Correct.
I agree.
If you're drinking a can, would you prefer to just drink it straight out of the can or pour it into a cup with ice?
I only want to pour it over ice if it's already cold. Yes, because I don't want it to get watered
Already
down
cold?
by the ice.
Yeah, because it gets too watered down. No, I agree with that. And
Wait.
not only does it get watered down, but it loses all its fizz if you
Yes.
put like room temperature soda over ice.
Oh my gosh! Wait a minute. First of all,
No, it's the same reason. Like fountains where they keep the soda water chilled. Fountain drinks are 100 times better because of that. Because they don't get watered down and they don't lose their fizz.
Okay, but wait. The question is, if somebody hands you a lukewarm can,
I would.
do you say, "Give me"?
I would
a
rather
freaking
have it
glass of
lukewarm.
ice?
I'd rather have it
Or
lukewarm.
you say, "I'll just drink
and
it
full
warm"?
flavor than cold and watered down.
You maniac!
Honestly, I think so too.
Oh, what is wrong with you people?
If it's like hot,
No.
then
Okay.
I'm not drinking it either way. I'm gonna
I'm-
like put it in the freezer for a few minutes. 40 minutes is gonna
Few
explode in
minutes.
40 minutes.
40
like
minutes.
17 minutes max.
No, it will not. 40 minutes is perfect.
You get a
40 minutes.
you get it
He's trying to sabotage
Seven.
you.
Yeah, you
You're-
get a
wait,
paper
what?
towel.
Did you say 17
soak it
minutes?
in water. You
No.
wrap it around the can. You stick it in the freezer for like
Yep.
17
It's
minutes.
true.
And you think that's colder than just putting?
Then just
I don't
putting it in
think
the
it's
freezer,
colder
yes.
than pouring it over ice, but I think it's preferable because I'd rather have it slightly warmer than watered,
No.
completely watered down.
If it's room temperature, can we just agree that like if somebody gives me a can of soda that's warmer
Yeah.
than room temperature, then I will just not drink it
Yeah.
until I change
Okay,
the
good.
situation. If it's room temperature, though, I would rather
So
drink
let's say
it straight out of
if
the
it was
can
like
and pour it
cold
over
and it's
ice.
been sitting out for like an hour, then I would just drink it straight from the can. Like it used to be cold and now it's kind of cold. Can all day. No, I'm saying in that scenario.
Over fountain?
Over. From the can.
I think you guys probably haven't had...
Del Taco has the
fountain
best
soda,
fountain
honestly.
soda. And it's like really good. Their Cherry Coke.
Gas stations have the best fountain soda.
Yeah, but they don't because they don't always have the right ice. And they don't...
Yeah, dude.
Every
they
gas
freaking
station.
have Pebble Ice
Every
here
gas station?
all the time, 24/7. 24/7. Well, the gas stations that
so
you
you
go
can't
to,
just
you
say
choose
gas
which ones to go
stations, then.
to. Well, but you're saying, I'm just saying,
Okay.
that is your best chance. Is your best soda is going to be at a gas station.
Companies
Trust me.
Companies make the best guitars. But only the companies that you would buy
No,
from.
I disagree.
Builders.
I would say, but honestly, like there are almost no gas stations here. Like that's the weird thing. When I go to California, like literally every gas station here, if and I don't know if it's just a Utah thing or if it's just like a Midwest thing or something, has like at least 20 different fountain sodas, like 2 full, fountain machines.
We usually have like
at
2,
least.
but they're duplicates
And-
of one another. So you'll maybe get like 8 options total.
I've been to plenty of gas stations in California that have 1 if you're lucky.
Mm-hmm.
And it has like crappy ice. Mm-hmm. You guys need to get your act together. And then you can't even get a plastic bag. I had to go buy milk
You don't need a bag for milk. Milk has
the
a
other
handle.
night. And dude,
Oh my
they
God.
freaking double bagged each
Oh,
individual gallon
remember
of
those
milk.
days.
Not only is it old school, but it's
They're
like
like-
F you environment.
That's what I was just
That's
going to
gonna
say.
be like. Did you guys ever
F you,
watch?
Earth.
It's like
Ever watch Mad
government
Men?
can't tell me how to live
Like
my
there was
life.
this episode where they had a picnic in the park, and then when they were done, they just like flipped over the blanket and like threw all their trash. That's like the double bagging of the milk that's like our version of that. Someone's gonna watch a movie of the 90s in like 30 years, and they're like, they just double bagged the milk that's already
These
in
monsters.
plastic.
Yeah. Like no wonder we're like have nothing to eat anymore.
It's funny.
These lunatics. Well, thanks for friendship, guys.
Yeah, thanks for friendship.
What about my game?